The Trump administration ushered in a new era in US-China relations. Gone were the days of engagement through trade and diplomacy. Trump recognized the threat posed by a rising and assertive China. He took decisive action. His goal was to protect American interests and challenge China's ambitions. This marked a stark departure from the policies of previous administrations. Trump understood the nature of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. He saw through their promises and recognized their ultimate goal, global dominance. He viewed China's economic rise as a direct threat to American prosperity and security. He was determined to dismantle the CCP's unfair trade practices. He wanted to level the playing field. Trump's approach was confrontational, but necessary. He understood that appeasement would only embolden the CCP. They would continue to exploit the United States and its allies. His actions sent a clear message. America would no longer tolerate China's economic aggression. This new era of confrontation was met with resistance from some quarters. Critics argued that Trump's policies would damage the global economy. They feared a trade war. However, Trump believed that the risks of inaction were far greater. He was willing to take the necessary steps to protect American interests, even if it meant short-term economic pain. One of Trump's boldest moves was to restrict Chinese investment in the United States. He recognized that China was using its economic might to gain access to sensitive technologies and industries. They were doing this through investments, acquisitions, and joint ventures. Trump saw this as a national security threat. He took action to counter it. In 2024, Trump issued a memorandum that significantly limited Chinese investment in the US. This memorandum built on previous efforts to safeguard American technology. It targeted sectors critical to national security. These included technology, energy, and defense. The memorandum even covered investments made through pension funds. This closed a significant loophole. These investment restrictions were designed to cut off the flow of American capital and technology to China. The CCP relies on this access to fuel its military modernization. Trump's actions were aimed at slowing down China's rapid military advancement. He wanted to maintain America's technological edge. The investment restrictions were met with resistance from some American businesses. They argued that they would lose out on lucrative investment opportunities. However, Trump believed that national security must come before short-term profits. He argued that allowing China unfettered access to American technology was akin to funding our own demise. Trump's actions were a major blow to the CCP's plans. They were relying on access to American capital and technology to achieve their goal of global dominance. The investment restrictions forced them to rethink their strategy. They had to find alternative ways to acquire the technology they needed. Trump's actions were informed by a deep understanding of the CCP's doctrine of civil-military fusion. This doctrine blurs the lines between the civilian and military sectors in China. It allows the CCP to leverage any Chinese entity for military purposes. Under civil-military fusion, Chinese companies, universities, and research institutions are all required to share their technology and expertise with the military. This gives the CCP access to a vast pool of resources. They use this to advance their military capabilities. Trump recognized that this doctrine made it impossible to separate Chinese economic activity from its military ambitions. Any investment in China, even in seemingly benign sectors, could potentially benefit the CCP's military. This was a key factor in his decision to restrict Chinese investment in the US civil-military fusion. Also informed Trump's trade policies towards China. He recognized that China was using its economic might to gain a strategic advantage in key technologies like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and hypersonic missiles. He was determined to counter this by imposing tariffs, restricting technology transfers, and investing in American innovation. The concept of civil-military fusion is difficult for many in the West to grasp. We're accustomed to a clear separation between the civilian and military spheres. However, the CCP sees no such distinction. They view all aspects of Chinese society as tools to be used in the pursuit of national power. This fundamental difference in worldview is at the heart of the current tensions between the US and China.